Okay, everyone watching YouTube. This is the French exchange foxhole variation, video number 2. And this is based on video number 1. And this is a stem game that I played online. And then I pulled the weed up from the root, metaphorically, being the most primordial mistake that I made in the game was analyzed and changed, and then I took that analysis and I wove that in. So this is an amalgamation of a live stem game into the first mistake in the opening or middle game, as it was the middle game, some would say, and changed here with this analysis. So I hope you have fun here, and I really have a precise thing to express, which means when f7, f6 is played, and eventually the king moves up to f7, that's called the foxhole. Alright, so here we have the French exchange, here c6, c6, moving forward. Here is what we want to express, you good folks here, is that they maybe took some liberties here, but they played a good game and finding mistakes. So bishop g5, and then I play f6 with tempo here. That's why the king's knights develop right before the king on his second square. a3, hopefully, you hope people will play that against you after knight a6. And you need to maneuver this knight to e6, or the whole thing's specious. It has a ring of truth and possibility, but it's also false. c4, yeah, and I tip my cap to them, because c4, that is a good move here. I will admit that c4 is a good move. And then progressing forward, I have the knight maneuver accomplished. Bishop b8, just allowing queen c7 to make a battery eventually, but never happened with the specific permutation. And now I would like to show you a little trap first. So we're on move 13, and this is a side variation, which is really funny. So say they move a queen h5, who wouldn't, you know? And then we go into this trap line, which is king g8, and then they take, and then we take, and then they win the pawn. And then this is why the knight e6 is really the hero of the game, and in many games it really is. I really say it is really good. And I think you might be able to spot it, can you? It's knight f8 here. It's all good fun. I don't think a master would fall for it, but it's a dark play right here, because if you look, the queen's actually trapped. So they won a pawn, but that knight, which did that 4-move maneuver to e6 and then f8, traps the queen, along with the raking bishops on g8 and c8, b8 and c8. So okay, so say they win it with say they win the pawn a different way. Well, they can't, because after this the queen's hit. So they can't win the pawn, so they say, let me just castle, and then we could play knight to f4 here. And as you'll see, the analysis, this is to our advantage. So say they don't castle and play g3, then we could take there, and pretty level game. Something has to be said here. The queen can't really take on here, move 16, because after h5, we got a 3-point advantage. So if you really care to look at the analysis of why, pause the video, but we have g5 here. And it's all there set in stone. It has a huge edge to black, so the better player, the masters, would just open the g file. And then you can still play knight f4 here, and you can also take a move to play g6, which is what I would recommend. Put the queen back. And then b6 is a good move. King up's a good move. f5 is a good move because since the knight can't come into play to the e5 hole, then we have locked down the position. And here f4 can actually be played, so you drop a pawn, just like that. That's another little trick up the sleeve. So, but to go back to move 12 as promised after 13, and then knight c3, 14. Knight c3 isn't really the best square for the knight, but that's another video. And then here, the whole video that I just did really was about queen h5, but say they don't play it, then if they take, then we can open the file on the h file. H knight takes g knight, h pawn takes g6, and you know, what else are they going to do? Just retreat with the knight, then we gained a tempo. So they're not going to retreat, so we do this, and it's an equal game, you know, but we got some play here. And if you let the analysis just go into this French exchange, the way I play it at a deep, deep level, you'll see that this works, and you must play knight a6, c7 to e6, okay? So it's a 3-move knight maneuver to e6, and then it takes another move to get to f4, which is a common square. Knight f8 is rare, but it worked here in this specific permutation, so it's actually a dead equal game here, but we got some pop into play with b6 and the open file. And our king is actually not in threat, so let them test the strength of the king. It's going to hold. Thank you. Bye. Bye. Bye.